Hi there, Malcolm here with my 294th Booktube video, and today I'm bringing you a review for Postal, Volume 1, written by Matt Hawkins and Brian Hill. Spotted this in the library, it said Volume 1 on it, so I thought, oh great, grab it. Postal follows a postman in a small town called Eden. He's called Mark and he has Asperger's. This was written in 2015, a few years before Asperger's was deemed to be an inappropriate label. And then there's a little letter at the back of the book about Asperger's and the fact that it should now be called high-functioning autism. And again, even that now has fallen by the wayside. That it should be simply labelled as being on the autistic spectrum. Anyway, that's a different discussion for another time. He's very regimented in his ways, he's not great at social cues, and he notices stuff. Now, normally when you have a neurologically atypical person in the story like this, they have, I don't know, some sort of savant powers that make them almost extra human, that sort of make up for their struggles. And this one doesn't do that too much. I mean, he does notice a lot of things, but then that's nothing particularly unusual. He has a very keen attention to detail, which is very handy when a masked person beats him up. He's able to know by the way they walk or the way they smell exactly who that person is. It's not a big town. There's 2,000 people in it or so, 2,198 to be precise. And being the postman, he will have interacted with pretty much all of them. The story starts in a church with the pastor executing a man before the congregation. It's that sort of town. We do jump back a bit in time to put some context into this, where we then meet Mark and his journey. And shortly after the execution, they find the body of a young woman out on the street. She's not a member of this town. And usually these sort of stories, the person who's the most curious about everything is told, forget it, drop it, don't look into this further, you don't want to go down this way, you're better off not knowing. And of course he ends up finding out because actually he does need to know, it is very pertinent. And that was my main gripe about this story, and a lot of stories do this. It's a case of, we could tell you, but we're not gonna. It's actually, if you told me right at the beginning, a lot of the problems that happen later on wouldn't have happened. You know, you're trying to protect me, but you're not, you're making things worse. Just bloody tell me, for goodness sakes. And I know it's a way of dragging out the story, but I do find it really irritating. You know, X-Files did it a lot. And we learn the identity of this dead woman, as well as the fact that this town is not a normal town. Now, we twig that from the very beginning with this execution. But there's something about this town, there's something about the population of the town. Not Mark himself, he's an innocent in all this, but at the same time, he's about as in the middle of it all as he can get, for reasons completely out of his control. I don't want to give out more because of spoilers. There's nothing supernatural, there's nothing outre about the thing. It's a, I would say, perfectly normal, unusual situation, as far as I'm aware, despite the somewhat gothic undertones of the front cover here. I mean, there was a hanging that didn't quite take, but that's not necessarily anything to do with the supernatural, as far as I'm aware. Unfortunately, the story does abruptly end, or rather, Volume 1 abruptly ends. The story continues, but the library only had Volume 1, which is a bit of a pain in the arse. I've just looked it up, it looks like there might be around 6 volumes. The story does continue, thank goodness. Whether I actually get to do it or not is another matter. But it's very much a sins of the past coming to haunt, if you excuse the term there, this small town. Yeah, I quite enjoyed it. Despite its grim undertones, the character of Mark was very likeable. I really empathised with him. I really saw where he was coming from for a lot of it. His need to find answers, his need... You know, why have you got red mud on your truck? We don't have red mud around here. Where do you get the red mud from? That sort of attention to detail and the need to find the answer. We only have brown mud over here. Where's the red mud come from? This is really bugging me. That sort of thing. And the other characters that we do encounter here are all very intriguing, if a bit two-faced. Everyone else seems to have a secret past life or double life, or not so secret, it's just Mark doesn't know about it. Knows who you think they are. And I can't really go into any character particularly without giving away spoilers. The artwork was pretty clean. You can definitely tell who's who. You know, the shots are very clear about what was going on in each panel. Yeah, if I were to see this lying around in a shop or charity shop, I would probably pick it up. I'm certainly curious to know where it's going to go from here. Worth buying. So there you go. Have you read Postal? What did you think of it? If you read more, then please avoid putting spoilers down below for this or the subsequent volumes. Thank you very much. What Volume 1 have you picked up thinking, this is absolutely amazing, I want more, to find the fact that it's either really hard to come by or there never was a Volume 2. Comments down below please, but as usual, if nothing I should say, please keep it yourself. Thank you. Don't forget to like, subscribe and other YouTube things if you want. And until next time, see you later.